2013.
My favorite Bible verse is Galatians 6:9-10, and it says, "Do not grow weary in doing what is right, because at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we don't give up."
And one of my favorite verses is Joshua 1 verse 9. Do not be frightened, do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. I played 7-on-7. It was my second year, and one of my favorite things about it was the guest speakers in the beginning. They always motivated me to play a little bit harder. And the fields were always pretty nice. I like to compete with my friends on my team. And my dad coaching us was always good. And I think it was kind of funny that the refs wouldn't really keep score, but my dad would.
I was a coach and a teacher for 16 years. And in the spring of 2015, some opportunities were presented to us. And in my mind, I thought, well, this is, for me, this may be the end of a kind of FCA career. I was an FCA through junior high school, and then I went into coaching, and I was either a huddle coach or a financial backer or just an assistant huddle coach everywhere I've been, from Amarillo to Wichita Falls to Louisville ISD and Carrollton, and I always kind of participated in that. And God always had a way of putting it in front of me. And I'm one of these people that, as much as I try to hear our Lord and Savior, I got to be hit in the face with it hard. And that's kind of the way my life has been. And so in the spring of 2015, we decided as a family that I would go into educational administration. My wife had always coached as well, of course, stayed home with Blake or his twin sister Abby. And so throughout that time, I knew she was honestly the better coach of the two of us. She's really exceptional at what she does. And so these opportunities came our way to where Clyde was getting a volleyball program started, and they had an assistant principal's opening, and I had the proper certifications. And so we basically decided to switch roles, where I would be the coach's husband and follow her around the great state and do what we needed to do. But as I alluded to it, at that point, we were kind of like, in my mind, I was like, this may be it, from an FCA standpoint. And so I started, as we knew we were going to move, I started contacting people that had fifth graders, because my son had always participated in 7-on-7. Mainly because I always coached the quarterbacks, and he always thought that was kind of cool that we could translate it over that way. And so through long channels, Joseph Golding and Abilene Christian patched us in with the Mascoros, who were planning on getting some 7-on-7 started. And at the point where I kind of came into this, it was just a 7-on-7 league at that point. They didn't know a whole lot more than, yes, we're going to do that. Yes, we'll have a team for your son. We'll go find you 6 other Clyde kids that you probably don't know, and y'all can go ask a good time. So it kind of put both of our minds at ease. After we get here and talk to Mac and those guys, it turns out it was going to be an FCA league. And like I said, God always, so far in 41 years, has had a way that FCA is in my life. And He gave us this opportunity, gave us this foundation to put it back in my life, and I still get to be a part of it. Although from a different end of it, and a different side of it, you know what I mean? And even a situation like today, I've never seen this side of FCA, the way the organization works, and what you people do for this, and the opportunities you give athletes like this, even in 5th grade. It is awesome. It is. My thought has always been, if one kid out of all those kids that were in 7-on-7, and there was a bunch, asks, what does that mean? What does FCA stand for? We got it. That's it. You know what I mean? If one kid does it, then everything else, every time, every minute spent, every dollar spent is worth everything else that we could have possibly done. And there was really 2 good stories, but a kid on his team asked that, what does FCA stand for now? I said, it stands for Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And then listen to this coach. This was last year when the Wiley coach was actually going to talk, or Sanford was going to get up there and talk. And, and that made it all worthwhile. Now, the same kid played with us this year, And when we got the jerseys, their little uniforms looked a little different this year, and it had 7-7 on it. And this kid gets his jersey, he's like, number 77? I was like, no, you're not number 77. That means 7 on 7. It's, we don't have jerseys. We don't have numbers on these per se. So you're good. You can be whatever. If you want to be number 3, you can have your mom put number 3. You're not number 77. That means 7 on 7. He's like, oh, okay. And he tried to kind of backtrack on us, but it was really fun. And I can tell you this: it is the 9 kids on our team from Clyde 5th grade. We've got 3 teams out of Clyde this year, and I hope that I can, with enough positive propaganda, get us an additional team in next year. But with those 3 teams, it's the highlight of the week. Wednesday is 7-on-7 jersey day, and their teachers are just embracing them and taking pictures of them in their jerseys and putting it on the Clyde Intermediate website and stuff like that. And man, it's what makes the world go round, you know. And I've always been told through education and really through my Christian faith, we got to meet kids where they're at. We can't require them to meet us where we are. And this is undoubtedly, in my opinion, a vehicle that we can meet a certain group that we're missing exactly where they're at. That they think that is complete and total Blake's list. I didn't help him do that. They love those intramural fields. They love playing under the lights. If it's the way the league typically works is the older kids, who is the league that my son and his boys are in, the 5th and 6th grade league. There's 3 time slots after an area coach comes and gives a little testimony, and the times they get the latest slot, they get to play that 8 o'clock game. That's big time, because now that's the same thing that the Clyde Bulldogs are doing, or that the Wiley Bulldogs are doing, and it's a big deal for them. And so we as a family, and I'm talking myself and his mother and his twin sister, can't say enough about it. It was a very, very, very positive experience. Blake does have 1 more year in the league until he'll go on to be a 7th grade football player. But I told Coach Kim, I've told Mac, and I've told Lisa, I'm not going to go anywhere. So any way that you guys can use what I have or what I'm interested in, I'll be happy to stick around and help with 7-on-7. As a head coach and as an offensive coordinator, I've hosted, I can't tell you how many tournaments, I've participated in how many tournaments. And so it's something I'm very passionate about. And the fact that now the Lord has paired it with my faith as well, it tells me, you know, it's the confirmation that we're at the right place and we're doing the right thing. And so we just want to thank you guys very much for having both of us there. You know, Lisa's kind of joking that, and we had to have salad. Hey, this guy's not in math class right now, so you guys could have not seen him. He could have been a push-up contest. He could have been a push-up contest, and he would have been here ready to go, because it's not in school. So, thank you guys.